This is the 4th generation Skoda Fabia with almost the base 80 horsepower engine, but in style trim. Is it better to save on the engine and get better equipment? I'll try and help you make up your mind. Keep on watching. This episode is brought to you by Carvago. Be smart, choose your car online with Carvago. The 4th generation Skoda Fabia debuted in mid-2021. During the launch event, I drove the 110 horsepower TSI version with a 6-speed manual gearbox. If you're not looking for the rock-bottom price, I'd suggest you look at the Ambition trim and skip the 95 horsepower TSI with a 5-speed manual in favor of a 110 horsepower engine with a 6-speed manual for just $1,000 more. Another $1,500 will get you into a DSG model. On the other end of the scale is the €14,590 66 horsepower 5-speed manual easy trim available in some markets. In other markets, the lowest trim is the 80 horsepower active for about $16,000. This here is the style trim, which should cost €20,000, about $4,000 more than the active with the same engine. But the Skoda press office managed to cram about $5,000 worth of options here. Now, these will vary from market to market, as some may be standalone features and some may be part of equipment packs. For example, the virtual cockpit here is a standalone €400 option, but it may also be a part of a €670 travel assist pack, which is not present on this car. Other options include LED headlights for €790, headlight washers for €140, anti-theft alarm for €220, heated steering wheel for €120, electrically folding wing mirrors for €180, dual zone climate control for €280, tinted rear windows for €220, parking sensors front and rear for €320, reversing camera for €290, 17-inch rims for €850, and probably €1,500 worth of sat-nav, as well as heated seats, heated steering wheel and heated windscreen. That includes wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Add these up, and even if some are cleverly packaged, accounting for different markets, that's still about €5,000. 25% of the car's initial price before adding any extras. Looking for a car for family, fun or work? Carvago.com is the place for you. Carvago is a modern platform with vetted cars from all over Europe. You can buy a car from the comfort of your home and Carvago will deliver it to your doorstep. Carvago.com features more than 700,000 cars from vetted dealers across Europe. You select a car on Carvago. Carvago sends out its experts and presents you with Car Audit, a full report on the actual condition of the car. Car Audit keeps track of 270 technical points, includes photos as well as final evaluation by a Carvago certified technician. Next, you simply select financing and delivery options, you sign a deal with Carvago, and Carvago buys the vetted car for you. You have 14 days after delivery to test drive and return the car without giving a reason. The price also includes up to 12 months warranty depending on the region. So, what's your car from Carvago going to be like? The good news is that even if something's packaged on the style trim, a lot of it can be added individually on the Ambition trim. So, if you can live without these wireless charger things and agree to wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, these can be had on Ambition much cheaper. Now, there are substantial savings to be made, but is there anything on the style trim that you can't have on Ambition or Active trim? Electric rear windows, 2 versions of interior trim, LED ambient lighting, these are hardly essential options. It's the Active trim that really leaves you yearning for more. I'd look at the Ambition trim and set myself a budget for options. I don't even want to know what the 60 horsepower Skoda Fabia feels like, because the 80 horsepower engine barely does anything, although it does make a lot of noise, like half a Porsche Flat 6. Despite being an inline 3, it's enough to potter around the town in, but if you don't mind a car that sounds like it's got a sore throat or something.
Skoda says this car should do 0 to 100 km per hour in 15.5 seconds. On my best attempt, I got 17.5 seconds, and yes, there were even slower attempts. It takes more than 14 seconds to get from 80 to 120 km per hour, and I'm not talking about some fourth gear torque test, but pedal to the metal, kissing the limiter sort of driving. This car should do about 5 liters per 100 kilometers combined. I got more than 6, and that's close to what I was averaging in the 110 horsepower TSI a year ago.
On the plus side, the 5-speed manual is not notchy like the 6-speed during the launch event. Maybe it was a problem with that test car. In some markets, the 1.0 MPI engine may also be offered with Skoda-approved autogas installation. It will be more expensive than the non-approved solutions, but you get to keep your warranty and save money on Ubering. I don't know if and how the cars are taxed where you live, and whether there is any incentive to go for the normally aspirated engine. In Poland, the LPG thing is probably the only real incentive. Otherwise, the Fabia is pleasant enough to drive. The ride and handling are better than you'd expect from a Super Mini. Visibility is okay, the only problem is the engine sound. The TSI sounds a bit better, and it actually gets the car moving, which is more than can be said about the MPI engine. It just doesn't do anything. I'm not a fan of the Skoda instrument cluster interface, and I also get the feeling it differs slightly from one model to another, so I can never learn how to use it properly. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Now, if nothing ever changed, it would be okay, but when I turn on the sat-nav, the virtual cockpit starts displaying a map, and if I use Android Auto navigation, it won't show me arrows, but it will show me the names of the streets that I'm supposed to turn into.
The door pockets are large, but the cup holders and the armrest storage are on the small side. Also, the armrest could be adjustable. The glove box is larger. Also, the phone storage is fine, especially when you're using wireless charging. And there are some simply clever card and pen holders as well. Basic AC functions are dealt with buttons and knobs, but more advanced features are on the screen.
As far as I'm concerned, the seats are comfortable enough. Perhaps I'd like a bit more pronounced lumbar support, but otherwise they're fine. It's worth pointing out the ISOFIX on the front passenger seat is standard regardless of the trim. That's something you don't get even as an option on some family cars like a 7-seater Toyota Highlander, which only has 2 ISOFIX anchor points in the second row.
Which takes us to the rear seat, where there are 2 ISOFIX mounting points, and there are optional air vents. These depend on whether you choose to have an armrest in the front or not. 2 optional USB-C ports and a simply clever box with extra cup holder are designed to draw your attention away from the fact that for a Super Mini, this car has a huge hump running through the middle.
On the plus side, legroom and headroom are pretty good. Now, the door pockets could be larger, and there could be this optional armrest thing with extra cup holders. Now, also check this out. Even with the front passenger seat pushed all the way back, I can still fold the rear backrest, something that Renault, Mercedes and Nissan can't do in the Kangoo, Citan and Townstar. And since the seat is down, let's look inside the boot, where the double floor is optional and it may prevent you from ordering some Simply Clever options.
The basic Simply Clever package includes, among others, a double-sided floor mat and some nets to secure your luggage, including this hammock-like contraption to keep your jacket clean and crease-free. There are also some shopping bag hooks, and the boot volume is 380 liters. Prices of the Skoda Fabia start at €14,590, but you don't get much for that. I'd suggest to look at the Ambition trim, choose a 110 horsepower engine, and cherry-pick the options you want until you reach about €22,000.
And how do you like the Skoda Fabia? Are you in the market for a Super Mini, or maybe you have a crossover on your radar? Let me know in the comment section below.
If you like my sarcastic, down-to-earth and possibly mildly amusing car reviews, join me every Friday at 3 p.m. Central European Time, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video as it helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.